outside and starting right on time, starting up at 1:10 Eastern, 12:10 Central, and 77 degrees here in beautiful Detroit. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Jurickson Profar, and Profar takes the ball a little bit low and inside. Behind the plate, calling balls and strikes is Ben May. First base umpire is Carlos Torres. Second base umpire is Charlie Ramos, and the crew chief is down at third base, Alfonso Marquez. There's the 2-0 pitch. And Profar takes the ball outside. The leather for the Tigers, Spencer Torkelson is at first base. Gleyber Torres at second. Javier Baez is the shortstop. Andy Ibanez is the third baseman. Tigers outfield, Riley Green in left. Parker Meadows is in center. Wenzel Perez is in right field. Dylan Dingler is the catcher. And the pitcher is Cater Montero. There's a called strike. What do you notice about Cater Montero that jumps out to you, Darren?
He's got the energy of a caffeinated squirrel out there on the mound. I mean, there's all kinds of movement. He's very excited. Quite an extensive pregame routine to make his way out to the mound. But a talented young righty.
3-1 to Profar. And he swings and misses. Pretty good-looking slider there.
Yeah, that's his real bread and butter, his slider and his curveball. He's got a unique ability to spin both of those. Good fastball, a four-seamer, and a sinker as well. Those would be mid-90s, sometimes touching upper 90s as well. And a lot of change-ups to lefties.
Payoff pitch on the way to Profar. And Jurickson pops one up. Shallow left. Baez and Ibanez are both there. And that'll be Ibanez's ball. Pop out to the third baseman and one down. The time of the first pitch brought to you by Schumann Farms. Look for real sweet brand Vidalia onions from Schumann Farms in a store near you. Well, I don't think Cater Montero has stepped onto a scale in about a decade. He's not a big guy, but the listing that they have for him is 6'1", 145 pounds. There's no way he's that light. There's the offering on the way to Matt Olson. There's a ball outside. I could understand 6'1", 175, 185, not 145. But this right-hander from Venezuela, 25 years old, making his 11th start of the year and his 19th appearance. Right-hander brings the 1-0 pitch. Matt Olson takes a fastball away. For Montero, a record of 5-3 and a 4.32 ERA. Got a win in his last outing. That was on the 14th. That was versus Miami. 5 shutout innings. Surrendered just 3 hits, didn't walk a soul, struck out 5. And he would say that he was due that win. Tigers not been doing much winning with him on the mound prior. Matt Olson takes the ball high and outside. The Tigers had lost his previous 5 games before his last start, and he'd posted a 7.71 ERA in that span. They got back on track on that last one. Here's the 3-0 pitch on the way to Matt Olson. And Matt takes ball 4. He wanted no piece of him. That fastball nowhere near. Nothing tempting for Matt Olson. He's down at first base.
Yeah, Montero's been he's been Jekyll and Hyde for the Tigers. He's had 4 great starts, 0 or 1 earned runs. Just 3 earned runs in 33 innings, and then his other 6 have been awful. Throwing batting practice. So you would expect that out of a young pitcher like Montero. There's a lot more volatility in their performance. So if they don't have their best location or the best stuff, they're going to struggle.
Now he faces fellow Venezuelan Ronald Acuna. And Ronald sends one foul over by the Tiger dugout on the third base line. It's the first time the Braves have ever seen Cater Montero. First name is spelled K-E-I-D-E-R and pronounced Cater. No score, top of the first inning. 0-1 from the righty. And the strike on the inside corner showed him his fastball with it zipped in there at 94. Montero in his second season in the big leagues, a career record of 11-9 and a 4.56 ERA in 37 previous major league appearances. 0-2 to Acuna. Check swing. They appeal. Carlos Torres says no. And it's a 1-2 count on the Braves right fielder. Montero rubs up a brand new pearl that he just got from Ben May, home plate umpire. 1-2 on Ronald. He homered in last night's victory. Time requested by Acuna and granted by Ben May. Last season, Montero really got on everybody's radar here in Detroit with an outing that he had against the Rockies. In fact, it was just over a year ago that he had the best outing of his career. He pitched a shutout in September of last season. 1-2 pitch. And Acuna pops one up, foul ground, first base side, over by the tarp roll and into the lower bowl of the section of seats just beyond the Braves dugout. And a 1-2 count still on Acuna. Yeah, last year, Montero went the distance. A shutout, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. So you see a line like that, you know he's got a lot in there when it all lines up.
Yeah, he does. And he's, this season he's not striking everybody out. I think, like I mentioned, Jekyll and Hyde, his good games, he's really good. And then his bad ones, he can't get anybody out.
1-2 to Acuna. And Acuna swings and misses at a slider for strike 3.
Yeah, it's a pretty nasty slider there. And like I mentioned, what they targeted when they signed him out of Venezuela at 16 years old was his ability to spin those breaking balls. He spins his curveball right at 3,000 RPMs, which is, that's rare air. That's up there where Charlie Morton lived. So he's got a talent, a gift there.
Inning continues for Drake Baldwin, takes the ball high. So right-handed batters, you're going to see a bunch of those sliders, aren't you?
Yeah, and the numbers show that. He's much better against righties than lefties. Lefties almost as many walks as strikeouts, so really scuffles against the left-handers.
No score, top of the first inning. 1-0 to Drake Baldwin. And he gets a fastball over for a called strike.
And as a result of that, he will face six batters in the Braves lineup from the left-handed side here today. About as left-handed as the Braves can get.
Pitch to Baldwin. And a strike. Showed him a changeup. 1-2 on Drake Baldwin. He had a 2-hit night last night. A single, also a bases-loaded walk, and a 2-run home run last night. Waiting on the 1-2 pitch. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way to Baldwin, and he swings and misses over the top of a curveball for strike 3. So an impressive start for Cater Montero, striking out Acuna and Baldwin. Braves leave a runner at first base. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Braves nothing. Jones, he's the Tigers' DH. Didn't see him last night. He's in there today, and he takes the first pitch strike. The leather for Atlanta. Matt Olson at first base. Ozzie Albies at second. Ha-Sung Kim is at short. Nacho Alvarez at third base. Introduce you to the outfielders after this 0-1 pitch. And here it comes. That's high and outside to Jones. In left field for the Braves, it's Jerks and Profar. Center field, Michael Harris. Right field, Ronald Acuna. Sandy Leon, the veteran catcher behind the plate, and the lefty Joey Wentz, the former Tiger, on the Braves mound today. A little tapper up the first baseline foul, a 1-2 count. What's Joey going to be looking to do versus this lineup where he's going to see a lot of lefty hitters?
Yeah, Joey.
A lot of righty hitters, I should say.
Yeah, this Tigers lineup loves facing left-handers, third best record in the league against them. So Joey's going to have to really spot his fastball, his four-seam fastball, a little bit of cut on it, and also his slider.
1-2, swung on, missed. Pretty good-looking slider there. First strikeout of the game for Wentz.
And he set that up nicely with his slow curveball. Jahmai Jones is way out in front of that curveball, just tapped it right down at the front of the plate there. So he's going to change speeds and change eye levels. He's got to work up with that fastball, get that slider down to these righties' back foot, and hopefully be a little more efficient with his pitches than he was last time out.
Yeah, that last go-round was a tough one. Went 4 innings versus the Astros. There's a ball low and inside. That was a game the Braves won, but Joey got a no decision in that last outing. Tall, lean lefty from the Kansas City area, 27 years old, 6'5", 220-pound left-hander. There's a called strike on Gleyber Torres and a 1-1 count on the Tigers' second baseman. On the season, Wentz 5-6 with a 5.56 ERA, and he's making his 12th start of the year and his 32nd appearance. 1-1. Over for a strike, good curveball. Braves, the third team that Wentz has pitched for this year. He was a Pirate. He was also a Twin. And as a Brave, 3-5 with a 4.75 ERA. So the numbers a little bit better as a Brave than they were with those two teams. All low and inside, missed with a curveball.
Yeah, just for a refresher, the biggest change that I see in his repertoire that has brought him the success with the Braves is changing that cutter that he was throwing before, changing it to a slider, a little more depth to it. Hitters have to treat it a little bit differently because it is breaking downwards more instead of just into a righty. And as a result, the computer has now switched that pitch from a cutter to a slider.
That makes sense. It's an adjustment that he's told us about with that pitch. 2-2 to Torres. Line drive into center field and for a base hit. That was the slider there, and he tagged it just over the infield. 1-out single by Torres. Now Wenzel Perez will come to the plate. For Wentz, the month of September has been harsh on him. He's posted an ERA of 10.45 this month. And again, facing the Tigers, a team that he made his debut with a few years back. He was originally drafted by the Braves, but he was traded to the Tigers in 2019 when he was still a minor leaguer, and he made it to the big leagues with the Tigers in 2022. There's a called strike. He pitched here for 3 seasons, went 5-17 as a Tiger with a 5.81 ERA. That was through 70 appearances, and a lot of that as a reliever. But he never earned a win in this ballpark. Trying to change that today. 0-1's going to miss low and inside with a curveball. 1-1.
It's funny because his stats are still very similar. He's a road dog. This year, 8 ERA at home, 3.5. I'm sorry, 8 on the road. 8 on the home, 3.5 on the road. So much better on the road.
1-1, sent foul into the seats down the first baseline. And similar to what we were saying last night with Bryce Elder.
Yeah, grain of salt. He's been on 3 different teams this year, so it's not just one park affecting his home numbers. But yeah, same as Bryce Elder. All of Bryce's really transcendent starts have happened on the road this season.
No score, bottom of the first inning. Runner at first, 1 down for Wenzel Perez. He's batting .310 against lefties this year. 1-2 pitch. All the way to the backstop, and that ricochets off the backstop over the head of Leon and just down the third baseline. So a very wild pitch, and Torres down to second base. So a runner at second and a 2-2 count on Perez. Perez was 0 for 3 in last night's game. And the 2-2. Swung on, missed. That time got a fastball by him. So 2 down with a couple of strikeouts for Joey Wentz.
A nice adjustment there. He was trying to go up in the zone with that fastball for a swing and a miss. And he went really up. He went all the way to the backstop with it, then adjusted, got it in the strike zone, striking out Perez.
Spencer Torkelson to the plate. Hit a home run in last night's game. First pitch on the way to him, and a liner in the air towards center field. Coming in, Acuna can't get there. That drops in. It's a base hit in the shallow right center field, and it's 1-0 Tigers as Torres scores. Last last night, Torkelson blasted one out of here. You'd think if you're an outfielder, you're taking a step back when he climbs in. That time, just a little bloop out there in the right center, and just as effective, and it's now 1-0 Detroit.
Yeah, it was a big curveball from Joey Wentz, and Torkelson was just so out in front of it that he hit it off the end of the bat. He ducked it right into the coverage.
Inning continues for Riley Green. And Green takes a first pitch strike. Joey Wentz has faced the Tigers once this season. That was when he was a member of the Twins. Back at the end of June, he faced them here. 0-1 pitch, blew it by him, swung on a miss at a fastball. That outing was in relief back in June. Gave up 3 runs in an inning and 2/3, but seeing them as a starter here in this one. 1-0 Tigers here in the bottom of the first inning. Left-on-left matchup of the 0-2. Got him. Swung on a miss at a fastball. Strikes him out. He strikes out 3 in the inning, but he gives up 2 hits, a wild pitch, and a run. We've completed 1 here in Detroit. We go to the top of the second, 1-0 Tigers.
From Chicago.
And a first pitch fastball over for a strike. If the Braves steal a base here in the top of the second, our contestant, Philip McCorkle, will win $1,200 in free marathon gas cards. 0-1 on Ozzie Albies. Had a big night last night, went 3 for 4. Takes a ball high, 1-1. Just like our contestant Philip did, you too can enter the Toyota Stolen Base Challenge by visiting Braves.com/Stolen Base Challenge. Going to get a base runner and a stolen base for Philip McCorkle. Make a winner out of him. 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss at a changeup. That changeup very sharp against these lefties from the right-hander Montero. Ozzie batting from the left side. 1-2, sent foul into the seats along the third baseline. Bright sunshine. Some very high-altitude, wispy white clouds over Detroit. Not enough to shade this place, that's for sure. Beautiful late summer day. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's punched out to the right side. A diving stop by Torkelson from a knee. Fires to the bag. Montero's there, and it's a 3-1 putout. Nice play by Torkelson, who's doing it with the bat in the bottom of the first inning, doing it with a glove here in the top of the second. One down for Ha-Sung Kim. Kim with a home run last night, won 1 for 5 with that 2-run homer in the 8th. Chatting with Snit before the game about how big of a boost it'd be for the 2026 Braves if Kim were a Brave. There's a called strike. And he hasn't been here all that long, and he's already made that kind of an impact, Darren.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, special player. I mean, he does a lot of things really well.
1-1 pitch. And a high strike. High-Sung doesn't like that, but nothing in 2.
Yeah, I don't think this Braves team right now is comfortable with a below-average defensive shortstop, so that's really been an emphasis here recently with Arcia and Allen, guys that can really pick it. Well, with Kim, you get that, and you also get a plus base runner, a guy that can hit for a little bit of power, but some average, gives you good at-bats as well. So he brings a lot to the table.
2 pitch, up and in, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Played for some winning teams and some really good teams that he was a part of with the Padres. 1-0 Tigers, top of the second. Right-hander Cater Montero brings the 1-2. And getting a piece of that is Kim. He fouled it off and it bounced right into him.
And on top of that, I spoke with a former teammate of mine that was with him in San Diego, and he said, hey, this guy is awesome. He's such a good teammate. He makes fun of himself all the time. He goofs around. You know, he keeps it light, which is so important when you guys spend 8 months together every year, you know, in close confines. So adding a guy like that to the locker room is a win all the way across the board.
He's been a great addition. Bats with the bases empty, 1 down. We're at the top of the second inning, 1-0 Tigers. 1-2 pitch, missed inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breeze blowing in, those flags out above the batter's eye in center, and then the really big American flag in left center, all blowing straight in. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Ha-Sung Kim. And he swings and strikes 1 to deep right, drifting now Perez. Perez to the track and makes the catch shoulder high to his left. And 2 down here in the top of the second. Cater Montero, 2-3 inning. We'll have to go through Michael Harris to achieve that. Michael 0 for 3 in last night's game. He was on once with a walk. Haven't seen many of those out of Michael this season, but it's notable. Michael's 15th walk of the season last night. There's a strike on the outside corner. Tigers scored a run in the bottom of the first inning on a 2-out single by Spencer Torkelson to drive in Gleyber Torres. And that's been the only run of the game thus far. 0-1 is off the plate. And by the way, Torres singled himself but took second on a wild pitch, and it's that wild pitch that set him up in scoring position to come in on the base hit by Torkelson. There's the 1-1 on the way to Michael. Ball low, 2 balls and a strike. Cater Montero puts his glove under his right elbow, rubs up a new baseball. Now the glove back on the left hand. It's sort of a closed stance out there on the mound. 2-1 to Harris, missed the outside corner. When Montero's out there on the mound, his shoulders are squared up towards third base. Ball and glove comes set and then twists from the waist up to get a little bit more square towards the plate, but keeps his feet in the same place. Kicks and brings a 3-1. There's ball 4 to Michael Harris.
He did it.
Walks in back-to-back games for Michael.
Oh, my gosh. Michael, turn over new leaf. Plate discipline. You love it. I mean, I make fun of it. Michael's got the ability to hit balls hard anywhere they're pitched, so he is a very aggressive swinger. Doesn't take many walks. 16th walk of the season. Easily the lowest of any qualified batter.
He's down at first base. Here comes Sandy Leon. Veteran catcher has been swinging a pretty good bat when he's been given the opportunity to lately. Pitch misses low. Haven't forgotten about our contestant, Philip McCorkle, who would be the winner in the Toyota Stolen Base Challenge inning if Michael Harris steals a base here. 1-0 Tigers, top of the second. 1-0 pitch, and Leon sends one foul into the screen down the right field line. Make it a 1-1 count on the Braves' veteran catcher. Get Leon in there today and still have Baldwin's bat as Drake is the DH today. One pitch. And a called strike. Pretty good looking fastball. Montero closing in on 40 pitches, so a lot of these Braves hitters seeing him for the very first time, learning about him, trying to figure him out. Leon requests time, and it's granted by home plate umpire Ben May. If Sandy can reach, then Nacho Alvarez would come to the plate. Pick off over to first. Michael Harris dashing back in on top of the bag. Michael looking extra fast today with those neon green cleats, neon green sliding mitt, and neon green sleeve on his right arm. Takes a lead over there at first base. I think those are battery-powered cleats, by the way. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Leon with a fly ball towards left field. Riley Green to his left, and a cannon call for him. And that ends the top of the second. Braves get a 2-out walk for Michael Harris. Nothing beyond that. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0 Detroit.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast.
Bold enough to be the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. It's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some. Joey Wentz gave up a run on 2 hits. Also a wild pitch in the first inning. First pitch a called strike on Andy Ibanez. Coming up on 1 week left in the season. The season ends a week from tomorrow. And tomorrow will be the final home game of the year for the Tigers. They finished with 6 on the road in Cleveland and in Boston. Reach and a miss by Ibanez. Changeup had him flailing for it. 0-2. Meanwhile, tomorrow is the last road game of the year for the Braves. We head home. Braves will see the Nationals and the Pirates for 6 games in 7 days to wrap up 2025. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way to Andy Ibanez. And he had him chasing after a high fastball. Missed every stitch of it. Fastball been popping the mid, 95, 96.
Yeah, Joey's been able to reach back for a little more when he wants it. Yeah, we've already seen a 96, 95. That was set up beautifully by Wentz's changeup. And that's a pitch that he hasn't been using much as a Brave, just 2% of the time. But in his last start, he really made an emphasis, threw about 15% changeups, and that will be big here today against all these righties.
That's a really good adjustment. One down for Dylan Dingler. He's the catcher. And Dingler fouls off first pitch that he sees. Speaking of the Tigers, they lost another game in the standings last night. Obviously, they lost here 10-1 as the Braves knocked the stripes right off of them. And then the Guardians won 6-2 in Minnesota. And that lead shrunk down to 2.5 games atop the AL Central. 0-1 to Dingler. He swings and misses. The Tigers at one point in July had a 14-game lead in the division. They felt pretty confident that the division was theirs for the first time in 11 years. But now down to 2.5 games. They have really been on tough times here in September. 0-2 bounced up there. Tigers have lost 4 in a row and 7 of their last 8. And they've been outscored 47-18. Just 18 runs in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, the Guardians have won 8 in a row. Things are getting snug in the Central. 1-2 to Dingler. Just inside, try the curveball, 2-2.
And if they were to lose the division to the Guardians, it would be the largest division lead ever lost in the month of September, which would be quite embarrassing. And I can tell you, as a former player, those guys are thinking about it at this point.
2-2. This low 3-2.
Yeah, 10.5 game lead on September 1. And now 2/3 of the way through September, just 2.5 games with a series next week against the Guardians that just swept you.
It seems like it takes so long to build up a lead like that, yet it can be gone, poof, just like that. 3-2 pitch. In the air down the right field line, slicing foul. That one hops into the seats.
And as much as you want to say, I block it out, I just focus on the game, these guys know what they're going for. They're trying to win their first division title here in a while and really kind of put their names on the annals of history in this proud franchise. And so there's a lot to lose, and I guarantee these young Tigers players are thinking about that.
Yeah, you feel that pressure. 1-0 Tigers, bottom of the second. 3-2 from Wentz. Down goes Dingler. He swings and misses at a fastball. That's strikeout number 5 for Joey.
Would have been a great boxing call. Yeah, Joey, that fastball up is playing today. And one thing that helps Joey is he's got 7 feet of extension, so he's really reaching out, using all 6'5" of his frame, reaching out and just placing that fastball up in the zone.
Batters Parker Meadows. And Meadows with a high fly ball to center. Under it now, Michael Harris makes his way in. He'll be caught off last second by Profar. And the Braves left fielder has the lazy fly out, and that's a 1-2-3 second. We go to the top of the third, 1-0 Tigers. At price for the next 5 years. No contracts, no curveballs. Nacho Alvarez climbing in. Just missed a homer last night. 1 for 4 in last night's affair. Takes a call strike. Darren, I want to go back to something that you were mentioning there in the bottom of the second inning about where the Tigers are in their headspace and how rough things have been in September as they've continued this slow collapse at the end of the year. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Nacho takes the ball a little bit low and outside. You mentioned as a player you do your best to block it out, just focus on the next day's game. And maybe sometimes you're successful in doing that to begin a game. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Nacho Alvarez. And Nacho swings and tips one into the mid of Dingler, 1-2. But in that game, if you were to fall behind early, other team gets as much as a 1-0 lead, you might in your mind think, well, here we go again.
Yep. That's exactly the words that go through your mind. Here we go again.
1-2 to Nacho. And that'll miss outside, 2-2.
And we got, a beautiful day here in Detroit. A lot of good baseball players in the field, but we're talking about this potential collapse. And they know we're talking about it. And it's our job to do that. As a player, it's hard to block it out completely.
2-2 and Nacho with a high fly ball, deep left field, back to the wall. That continues to go, and that is gone. First major league home run for Nacho Alvarez, and he hits it down the left field line here in Detroit. Game is tied at 1 here in the third. Riley Green gave it everything that he had back to the wall. That had just enough to get out. And Nacho Alvarez floating around the bases after his first big league home run. What a moment. And he's getting the silent treatment down there in the dugout.
I love it.
He's looking for anybody to high five. He'd high five a janitor right now if they'd give him one. There's a pitch on the way. Profar takes the ball low and outside. They still haven't acknowledged him.
I wonder who made the call for that. That's wonderful.
Action in the dugout as good as the action on the field. I mean, nobody's even looked at his direction. There's a called strike. Even clubhouse attendant Eric Durbin just passed him by. Now they're all on him and celebrating down there with Nacho. Now they're just mobbing him. There's a ball low.
Yeah, that was funny. He couldn't take it. And so he just went over to Marcell Ozuna and gave him a hug, forced him to congratulate him.
He felt so awkward he didn't know what to do. First homer of the game for the Braves. Here's the 2-1. That'll miss low. First homer of the day for the Braves, meaning you'll save at least $75 on a set of select tires at Tire Discounters Monday only. Plus a free alignment and a free oil change. Visit braves.tirediscounters.com to learn more. Tied up 1 apiece on the homer by Nacho. Here's the 3-1 pitch on the way to Profar. And a ball outside. There's ball 4.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Cater Montero struggles against lefties. That's now more walks than strikeouts against lefties, including his strikeout of Drake Baldwin here earlier today. So, Brian Snitker doesn't usually do a lot of the hand-in-this manipulation of the lineup, but here today it makes sense to have those 6 left-handed bats going against them.
Quick meeting at the mound. Shortstop Javier Baez, catcher Dylan Dingler out there. Give you some numbers on that home run by Nacho Alvarez. First big league homer for Nacho Alvarez. And it traveled 347 feet. Came off his bat at 97 miles an hour. Matt Olson to the plate. And Matt's going to send one foul. Last night we were talking about the doubles for Matt Olson. He has 40 doubles. Had an RBI double last night, and that total leads the National League. 44 doubles in 2022 is his career high for that department. 0-1 pitch on the way to Matt. There's a strike on the outside corner. The Braves' franchise record for doubles in a single season is 51, set by Hugh Duffy all the way back in 1894. There's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Olson. Shot out towards third. On a knee, Ibanez has it. They go to second for 1 and over to first base to wrap up a very impressive double play. Had him play to pull. Ibanez was on an island over there in between second and third. He went lunging to his right down to the ground to get leather on it and started up a 5-4-3 double play. Take that back. That was 5-6-3 as the shortstop who was playing him to pull was covering the bag. So 2 down for Ronald Acuna, a 1-1 game in the top of the third inning. Acuna takes a strike on the inside corner. Cater Montero, right-hander, swivels and brings the 0-1 pitch. Acuna swings and misses at a slider. By the way, closing that thought on doubles, the record within the franchise in the modern era that since 1900, Marcus Giles in 2003 hit 49 doubles. Acuna takes a ball high. So Hugh Duffy, 51 doubles in 1894, but in the modern era, 49 the franchise record. And Olsen with 40. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna. Ronald is 0 for 1, takes a ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Acuna, one of the 2 strikeout victims by Montero. Baldwin was the other. 2-2 misses low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good Saturday afternoon crowd at a 1-1 game here in Detroit.
Yeah, I walked over here today and the streets were just full of people. It's good to see Detroit coming back to life here. Certainly has changed from when I used to come here as a young player.
Yeah, good scene out there today. 3-2 fouled back. Yeah, downtown has really had quite the transformation in the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah, a lot of good shops and restaurants now. If you haven't visited Detroit in a while, it's worth coming back. Especially this downtown area. It's just changed dramatically.
And a really good ballpark here. We certainly enjoy working here at this ballpark. Counted 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. And Acuna takes ball 4. All the Tigers were taking steps to the dugout thinking that was strike 3. And Ben May just left them hanging. Sends them back to their position. Second walk of the inning by Montero, and his 4th in the game.
And that's why he didn't get that close call from Ben May.
Drake Baldwin swings and fouls one back over to our left. 0-1 on the Braves catcher. Braves have won 6 in a row, longest winning streak all season. It's been a while since the Braves won 7 straight, which they're trying to accomplish today. Pick off over to first base, back in standing, Ronald Acuna. The last time the Braves won 7 games in a row was when they won 9 straight in June of 2023. And over the course of this 6-game winning streak, counting today's action, they've outscored their opponents 50-15. 0-1 pitch, line foul into the seats down the left field line. Going back to 2023, the Braves have won their last 6 head-to-head meetings with the Tigers. Winning last night, sweeping them last season in Atlanta, and then winning games 2 and 3 here of a 3-game series back in 2023. 0-2 pitch. Baldwin takes the ball outside. Meanwhile, Montero up to 62 pitches as he continues to work here in the top of the 3rd inning. Montero checking on the runner. Acuna over at first base has a big lead held by Torkelson. 1-2 pitch fouled off. Came to the backstop, bouncing past Ozzie Albies.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ronald over there at first. He does have a big lead, and he looks antsy, but it's going to be a challenge to run here. Tigers catcher Dylan Dingler, one of the the strongest throwing arm in the major leagues, really adept at throwing runners out. So you got to be careful when you go.
Acuna extends the lead. 1-2, bouncer foul. Right between the legs of Tom Goodwin, Braves first base coach. Final game in this series will be tomorrow. Another day game here in Detroit, but starting a little bit later than our game today. That'll be a 1:40 Eastern first pitch tomorrow, 12:40 Central. Spencer Strider versus Casey Mize. 1-2 as Montero comes set right at the belt. Righty brings it. Baldwin takes the ball inside. Snap throw down to first base and diving back in safely Acuna.
Oof.
Pretty good throw by Dingler.
That was from 2 knees. And he fired a laser down there to first.
Game tied at 1 in the 3rd. Ronald certainly has the attention of not only the pitcher Montero, but the catcher Dingler. Ronald takes a big lead at first base. 2-2 not going. Pitch swung on and hit well to deep right field. Spreading back Perez to the wall and out of the ballpark. It's another notch in the belt for Drake Baldwin. He's gone deep again. His second in the series, his 18th of the year, and the Braves take a 3-1 lead in the third.
Baldwin is unbelievable. Hitting .251 with 2 strikes. Now 10 of his 18 home runs have come with 2 strikes. It seems like every night he gets a big RBI hit when he's way down in the count. You just can't teach that.
Such a special player and making such a strong push for Rookie of the Year. Now meeting at the mound as Chris Fetter, the pitching coach, goes out there to the mound.
And that was, it's 2 outs, 2 strikes. And when Drake hit it, I was looking at Ronald running between first and second. He was jogging. And I go, in my mind, I'm thinking, what are you doing, Ronald? Start running. You're going to have to score from first. Well, he got a good look at that. He knew it was going out.
Fetter heads back to the dugout. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves Radio Network.
Never miss.
Three-1 Braves, top of the third. Here comes Ozzie trying to keep the inning alive. Albee swings and fouls one back our way, just to our left. A couple of homers in the inning for the Braves. A solo homer by Nacho Alvarez. His first as a big leaguer. Tied it up earlier this inning. And just now, Drake Baldwin with a 2-run homer to give the Braves the lead. 0-1, served foul into the seats down the left field line. Big crowd down there. They go rising for it. That lands amongst them. Those are RBIs 74 and 75 on the season for Baldwin. There's a big league pop-up by Albee that drifts the catcher Dingler back to the on-deck circle. He's there, makes the catch. Somehow navigated amongst those bats and donuts. Stayed on his feet and makes the catch, and that ends the top of the third inning. But a 3-run frame for the Braves. Baldwin and Alvarez both go deep. We go to the bottom of the third, 3-1 Atlanta. First pitch from Wentz, swung on, fouled back. Folks, you need all the energy you can get for game day. At Georgia Power, we know that energy costs are an important part of every budget, and we're committed to providing tools and assistance to make a difference so you can save energy for the game. Learn more at georgiapower.com/myenergy. Javier Baez, first trip to the plate, 1 for 3 in last night's game. Offering on the way, a little pop-up towards shallow center, just back of second. Ozzie's there. And he's got it, no problem, 1 down. Joey Wentz with a 2-run lead, now about to go back to the top of the order. At first trip to the order, 5 strikeouts for Wentz. Now facing Jemiah Jones. Jones takes a first pitch strike. Wentz 32 pitches into this game. Seems like all his stuff is working pretty well. Oh, on the way to Jones. A little liner into left field. Turned around a changeup. Deposits that into left. 1-out single.
Yeah, talking about Wentz's stuff, it's usually when we watch him pitch, we talk about his slider all the time, and he really hasn't been leaning on that pitch here. 4 of his 5 strikeouts have been on that elevated 4-seamer. He's got a really good fastball going today. He's really stuffing it up and inside against righties. And then he's throwing a lot more changeups. Those 2 pitches go together like peanut butter and jelly.
I like that addition with the changeup. I know you mentioned the numbers earlier where he wasn't throwing it much, but that last go-round threw it a lot more. That's a really good adjustment. So as long as you're executing that pitch, there's a called strike on Torres. And anytime you can mix in a really good, effective changeup, the stuff that he has, that's going to take your stuff to another level. 3-1 Braves, bottom of the 3rd. 0-1 to Torres. And went after a high fastball, 3/4 swing and a miss. Suddenly nothing and 2 on Torres. Wentz, the lean lefty, who was also a standout basketball player in high school. Checks the runner over at first base and throws that way. Back in standing, Jemiah Jones. Jones is 2 for 2 in steals this year. The Tigers are dead last in Major League Baseball in stolen bases. They have 59 steals. They don't run much. There goes Jones. 0-2, lined up the middle, base hit into left center field. Jones around second, goes to third. They're going to stop him there. It's a single by Gleyber Torres as they had the runner on the move. And as the dust settles, their runners at first and third with 1 down.
That's the second time in 2 at-bats Joey Wentz has gotten Gleyber Torres to 2 strikes and then just laid an off-speed pitch in there. You can't make those 2-strike mistakes. When you're way ahead in the count, you have to miss outside of the hitting zone, not middle down.
Wenzel Perez swings and misses. Came unraveled going after that curveball. By the way, that was career base hit number 1,000 for Gleyber Torres. Right the corners, 1 down. Wentz would love a double play. 0-1 to Perez. Missed high with a fastball. This is a Tiger bunch that does not hit into many double plays. 3rd fewest double plays hit into of any team in the big leagues. 1-1 from Wentz. Fly ball to deep center. Michael Harris going back. Michael almost to the warning track makes the catch. Tagging from third, Jemiah Jones. And he'll score. And the sac fly by Wenzel Perez makes it a 3-2 game. Inning continues for Spencer Torkelson. Up until that sac fly just now, Torkelson was the only Tiger with any RBIs in this series. And Torkelson takes a first pitch changeup low and outside. He homered last night and had an RBI single in the first inning. Torkelson, former first overall pick by the Tigers, awaits the 1-1 and a high fly ball towards center. Drifting right, Michael Harris waiting on it to come down. That parachutes all the way down into his glove. That ends the bottom of the third inning, but a run for the Tigers on the sac fly by Perez. They pick up a run on 2 hits. No errors and a man left. We've completed.
Let's see if we can figure out the.
Montero is out after just 3 innings pitched. 2 hits, 3 earned, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Those 2 big homers I mentioned before. So into the game, Tommy Kingley. He's a veteran of 11 Major League seasons. Originally drafted in 2010, so he's been around a while. Longtime Yankee. It's been okay for the Tigers this year.
Last pitched on Wednesday. His last 4 outings have been scoreless, just covering 4 innings, but it just seems like each outing he's getting a little bit better, and AJ and the staff are feeling a lot better about putting him into the game.
Beautiful changeup there that clips the outside corner for a called strike, and it's a 0 in 2 counts.
That's where he's been successful, is hitting that down and away from both sides of the plate, both the right-handers and left-handers, with the normal movement to it.
The 0-2. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, ranging to the left of second is Gleyber Torres. Sidearm sling over to first, and it's in time to get Kim for out number 1. Nice ranging play that time by Gleyber Torres to put away Ha-Seong Kim. Brings up Michael Harris.
That changeup before it had too much run to it. Tommy was saying, what he told me was that it was coming out of his hand and almost going left and then swinging back, and the hitters could pick it up. Now it's going right to where it's supposed to go, to the right-handed hitters, and then just dropping off the table.
Changeup misses away on Harris for a ball.
And then conversely, on the left-handers, he starts it on that outside part of the plate, and it's running to his arm side. So it's going exactly the way he wants it to move and hitting his spots with it.
The 1-0 is hit in the air, left field. Riley Green started out, puts on the brakes, now drifting in. He'll squeeze it, 2 down. All season long, Sam Bernstein Law Firm brings you each replay under review. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. 2 gone here in the Braves' 4th inning for Sandy Leon. Tigers are looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Kader Montero, he was having trouble at times with his command today. He ended up striking out 2 batters. But the 4 walks concerning, and after giving up the 2 big blasts in the third, Tigers making the call to the pen as Leon swings and misses at a changeup. And that right there is exactly what you were talking about, Dan. He started it on the outside rail. It faded away from the left-handed hitting Leon, and he gets strike 1.
You got Michael Harris on a changeup out and over the plate to fly out to Riley.
The 0-1 pitch. That one a little too far away, evening up the count on Leon, and a ball and a strike.
So frustrating for Tommy, though. He usually has a little period of time where he does struggle, but he said that this one was just such an extended period of time that he was really searching for all answers.
Ground ball out to first. Spencer Torkelson will pick it. He will step on the bag, and Tommy Canely, looking sharp, fires the 1-2-3 inning. We head to the last of the 4th. It's 3.
Great moments in baseball have been brought.
Part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, ready to help. Former Tiger Anibal Sanchez throughout the ceremonial first pitch tonight. He's in town for Fiesta Tigres. Dan, good to see the old right-hander back. Spent 5 seasons with the Tigers. It's the 20th year that the Tigers have done the Fiesta Tigres celebration. First pitch to Riley Green is a fastball that misses up and away, and that's ball 1.
Did you see him throw out the first pitch?
I missed it, actually. I saw it on Twitter, but I missed it.
I did. And
still got it?
Yes, he does. And he pitched from all the way back on the pitching rubber.
Green fouls off a fastball in, evens the count up, ball and a strike.
I thought he was just going to kind of lob it in there. Gleyber Torres caught it, got down in a crouch, and he just wound up and fired it in there. Nice strike.
On to strike the count, Wentz kicks and deals. Green lines a breaking ball right at second base. Ozzie Albies with a nice pick, flips on to first. Green retired 1 down. We were talking about Ozzie Albies a bit last night, Dan, and the plays that he is making at second base. He is a phenomenal defender of the baseball. He's committed just 2 errors this season as the everyday second baseman for this Braves club.
Yeah, it's just the way he goes after that. And I don't want to say it was kind of an ole, because usually that is, the ball goes right by, but he just kind of swiped at it with his left hand. It goes right to him, and he just swipes it, an easy pick.
Andy Ibanez, a swinging strike on a changeup away, and it's 0-1. I mean, just picked the short hop with ease that time, did Albies.
Yeah.
No balls and a strike to count. The Braves, they are not a team that utilizes their entire roster like the Tigers do. Won't see Brian Snitker making a ton of in-game changes as Ibanez puts a charge into this one into left center. But tracking it is Michael Harris the second. He'll make the catch in the alley, 2 down. And that'll bring up Dylan Dingler.
Joey Wentz, just looking at the numbers so far, and he's throwing a lot of strikes and a lot of first pitch strikes so far in this game, and I think that's where the Tigers are. One of the things A.J. Hinch talked about is, okay, if he's going to be filling up that strike zone, we're going to kind of look for a good pitch to hit, and they're having some good swings at Joey.
Dingler takes a breaking ball low for ball 1. Wentz coming off of a 4-inning performance against Houston. His last go of it allowed 2 runs. Got really roughed up by Seattle on September 7th. Gave up 8 that day. The 1-0. Breaking ball, bottom of the zone, called a strike. Evens the count up. Overall, it's his 14th appearance with the Braves. 13th start, has 3 wins, 5 losses, and a 4.79 ERA with Atlanta. 3-2 Braves lead at bottom of the 4th inning. 1-1 pitch. Taken low, 2 balls and a strike on Dingler. Atlanta with a 3-run top of the 3rd inning. Time led it 3-1. Tigers got one back in the bottom of the 3rd. Now 2 outs here in the 4th. Base is empty. Wentz coming set at the letters. Deals on the 2-1 pitch. Dingler backs away from an inside fastball. Goes 3-1. First time through the lineup today for Wentz. Gave up a run, gave up 2 hits, and struck out 5. 3 balls and a strike on Dingler. These 2 former battery mates pitch way outside in ball 4. That's the first time we've seen Wentz really lose command and start spraying the ball.
And let's see if they can make that hurt. Just cruising right through this 4th inning. Gets a couple of quick outs, and then for whatever reason, Dylan Dingler up there and just got a little bit scared of that strike zone.
Left on left here with Parker Meadows. Parker 0 for 1. First pitch taken, a called strike. Tigers down 3-2 4th inning. Oh, 1. Meadows takes a curveball, a called strike. Just may have clipped that outside corner, and Parker's in a hole 0-2. Tigers trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Down a run here in the 4th inning. Wentz deals 0-2. And able to lay off that time on a slider away was Meadows. Takes it to a 1-2 count.
Just see the difference in the way he's gone after Parker Meadows and the previous at-bat in Dylan Dingler. Coming right after Parker, really wanted no part of Dylan Dingler.
The 1-2. Slider misses low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 on Meadows with a tying run at first. Parker was in the leadoff spot yesterday for A.J. Hinch, batting in the 8 hole today as he fouls one away, and will do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Finally gave Parker a fastball. Steady diet of sliders and curveballs early in that bat. Tried to sneak that fastball by him, but Parker was right on it.
2-2 the count on Meadows. Wentz deals. Parker swings and fouls it to the mid of the catcher. That is strike 3. That's the 6th strikeout for Wentz. Tigers strand a man on. We're on to the 5th inning. It is 3-2 Atlanta ahead here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meijer.
Hi, Tigers fans. It's Dan Dickerson. In Michigan, growing strong and healthy.
Take a hack at guessing.
Nacho Alvarez Jr., he'll lead it off. He homered his first time through off of Cater Montero, and he'll take a changeup up and inside for ball one. Now, Dan, you had mentioned in the fourth inning with Tommy that he had said to you that he's had spells throughout his career where he's had trouble with his changeup command as this pitch has popped up into the air, first base side. Spencer Torkelson into foul ground. He'll make the catch. Alvarez retired, and Canley's gotten all four batters that he has faced, and it flips the lineup to the top for Jurickson Profar. But when you rely so heavily on one pitch, as Tommy does with the changeup, how difficult is that when you start to lose the command of that pitch? Because really, when that's the centerpiece of your arsenal, it forces you to change everything.
And yeah, if you've got three pitches, four pitches, it's bad enough when one of them isn't there. You better have something to rely on.
Profar takes a strike.
And that's why it was so hard on Tommy for, 6 weeks, almost 2 months, where, he was going through a rough time and wasn't being used. He might be used in a blowout.
0-1, taken away, evening up the count at a ball and a strike.
He started throwing more fastballs for that reason that you just explained. Like, boy, I got to get something other than that changeup because it's just not working. But he went back. He was watching tape on himself from 2019.
1-1. Outside corner change for a called strike, and he works ahead of Profar at 1-2.
And it could have been just a little bit of a mechanical issue that got him out of whack a little bit, causing him the ball to move differently.
Canley's 1-2 pitch. It's fouled away. Profar had to go down to get that changeup just to get a piece of it. We'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes.
The other thing with Tommy, too, is that, when you start getting hit around a little bit, too, you want to make that perfect pitch, and he was walking a lot of people and not throwing it where he wanted to. That's what was really frustrating on him.
The 1-2. Hit in the air, foul, third base side, out of play. I will say, though, for all of his struggles during that stretch, you wouldn't know it by his disposition around the team. He still kept that positive mentality.
And that's hard. That's hard when you know that, man, you were almost perfect in that first half, and then what happened?
The 1-2. Profar drives one in the air, foul down the right field line, and we'll do it again at 1-2. And right there is a perfect example of when the changeup is working. It was out over the plate, but it had enough fading action to it to where all Profar could do was get out ahead of it and foul it away. The 1-2. Just missed upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And it's not like they don't know it's coming. It's like, hey,
what was it last year in the postseason? 51 consecutive changeups.
Right.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Canley stretches below the belt, holds the ball away from his body, deals on the 2-2. This one floated in the air, left center. Parker Meadows says to Riley Green he's got it. Riley backs away at the last second, and Parker will squeeze it for out number 2. Thought we were going to have a little miscommunication in the outfield there for a second, but that's the center fielder's ball, and Riley alertly peeled off at the last possible second to make sure Parker had an avenue to catch it. 2 away, A.J. Hinch is out, and that'll be the end of the day for Tommy Canley. Good outing for Tommy. 5 up and 5 down. Got a pitching change with 2 out in the top of the 5th. Tigers trail the Braves 3-2 here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Cleveland. 5-5 on the year, 3.84 ERA. Appearance number 66. He'll get left-handed hitting Matt Olson, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. And Holton starts in with a sinker outside for ball 1.
Tyler's been pitching really well in relief. He had the one little hiccup as an opener, but last 5 relief appearances have been scoreless over 5 2/3 innings.
A 1-0 sits at the bottom of the zone on a sinker for a called strike, evening up the count. Twice in relief against Cleveland. 3 scoreless innings, allowed just 1 hit. A 1-1 from the lefty, way outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, AJ, I'm sure, just did not like that matchup with Tommy Kahnle and Matt Olson. Matt Olson had been only 3 at-bats against him with a couple of hits.
The 2-1. Ground ball to first. Spencer Torkelson circles around, flips to Holton, covering. Holton taps the bag in time, and the Braves go in order. Tiger pitchers have set down 7 straight since the Drake Baldwin home.
The Off Base Podcast is on. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs for all the baseball.
Tigers pitching. They've set down the last 7 batters that they have faced. Trio of Montero, Kahnle, and Tyler Holton. 0-1 coming to Baez. Fastball up and away, evens the count up. Add a ball and a strike. Wentz has 6 strikeouts through 4 innings today. He stretches third base side of the rubber, deals 1-1. Baez, a wave and a miss on top of a slider, and Wentz ahead 1-2. To this point, there has not been any action in the Atlanta bullpen. Wentz at 61 pitches as he works here in the 5th inning. He deals on the 1-2 to Baez, and it's in the dirt. Changeup missing, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's a long look in. 2-2 on Baez. He kicks and fires. Baez swings, fouls it away towards the on-deck circle on the third base side. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A check of the out-of-town scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Slim scoreboard today, Peaches. Only 1 game in action other than us here in Detroit. And things not going according to plan at Target Field right now as the Guardians in the 2nd inning with a 3-0 lead on the Minnesota Twins. They have a doubleheader today. Cleveland has won 8 straight ball games. coming out of nowhere to close the gap in the Central Division to just 2.5 games. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Baez. Wentz delivers. Swing and a tap foul first base side. Good at bat here from Baez, hanging tough.
That was, I think it was Joe Ryan was the scheduled starter in that first game, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, hey, that's okay. That's good news. Joe Ryan is a tough customer, and thinking, okay, that would be good, but it jumped all over him.
Baez sends one in the air to left. Profar coming in on it. He's got it. Baez retired one away in the 5th inning. Joe Ryan in game number 1 for the Twins. Bailey Ober goes in the second game of the doubleheader against Logan Allen. Tigers trying to hold off the Guardians down the stretch. 8 games left, including today for the Tigers. The lead 2.5 in the division. Here's Jahmai Jones. Takes a called strike off the plate a hair. And it's a 1-strike count. Jones singled and scored on the Wencel Perez sacrifice fly in the 3rd. 0-1 the count. Wentz, he offers. Jones takes upstairs, evening up the count, and a ball and a strike. Tigers 23-15 this season when facing left-handed starters. That's the 3rd best mark in the big leagues. A 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Joey's not given in to these right-handed hitters. He did not give in to Javi Baez. I was thinking, well, Javi's going to see a fastball sooner or later, and he did not. Kept throwing change-ups, and right there to Jahmai Jones, going in with a curveball.
The 2-1. Swing and a foul. That was inside on a slider, front doored. It's 2-2.
Just not giving in with that fastball. He throws him a fastball, it's generally up, and they're swinging through it.
And Dan, we knew that there was talent in this arm. We saw flashes of it in his time in Detroit, just could never have any kind of consistency.
No, and that's, the big reason today, and AJ knew exactly before the game, talking about if he can get in the strike zone, he's tough.
2 balls,
that's what he's done.
2 strikes on Jahmai Jones. Here's the pitch from Wentz. Up and away, full count.
He tried to go up with that fastball.
And the Tigers haven't been chasing either. Wentz has been around the strike zone for the good chunk of this game. Pitching with a 1-run lead here in the 5th inning. Wentz delivers 3-2. This one sent on the ground and past the glove of Nacho Alvarez into left field. That ball was scorched off the bat of Jahmai Jones. 110 off the bat, on a line, on a 1-hop, attempted pick by Alvarez, just couldn't get a glove on it.
Yeah, that was one of those do or die, just trying to say, oh man, please go in my glove, and it took that hop right off his thumb into left field. But Joey Wentz did that time, kind of gave in, was not going to walk him by throwing something off speed that misses the strike zone, went after him, and Gleyber Torres with 2 hits already in this game up. And
Gleyber takes down and in on a curveball, and that's ball 1. So 2 hits for Jahmai Jones, 2 hits for Gleyber Torres. Top of the lineup setting the table today against Joey Wentz. He looks at the runner, deals on the 1-0. This one line left center, base hit for Gleyber Torres, who's 3 for 3. Jones will put on the brakes at second base, and the Tigers have the tying run in scoring position for Wencel Perez.
Boy, Gleyber has just hit nothing but off-speed slider, curveball, now a changeup, and lines that into center field. He's seeing the ball really well. Joey Wentz does not have an answer for Gleyber Torres today.
That's 5 hits in 6 at-bats for Gleyber Torres in the first 2 games of this series. Came up with his 1,000th career hit in the second, and 1,001. Puts the tying run into scoring position. Wencel stands in. First pitch fouled back to the screen. It's an 0-1 count. The big hit has eluded the Tigers over the past week.
Wencel had a good at-bat the last time. Got a fastball down and hit it real well into center field for that sacrifice fly.
Wentz will pick back to second, and Jones diving back in ahead of it. Tumbling over top of him was Ozzie Albies after receiving that throw. with the right hand batting Perez at the plate, left side of the infield in normal depth. The 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, flinch of the bat. He didn't go. It's a 1-1 strike count. 1 out, 2 aboard here in the Tigers' 5th inning. Tying run at second, go-ahead man at first. And the number 3 hitter, Wencel Perez, at the plate.
There is some action out in that Braves bullpen.
Wencel just gets a piece of a curveball. Taps it foul at home plate. It's a 1-2 count.
Got a right-hander going, too. You wonder if he will be there for Spencer Torkelson.
Hunter Stratton, we saw him last night.
Yeah.
He is warming in that Braves pen. Electric fastball out of him. 3-2 Braves lead at bottom of the 5th inning. Runners on first and second. Wentz coming set. Looks back at Jones at second base, deals 1-2, and Wencel able to lay off. Slider down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Wenzel sitting on that fastball, too.
Wentz will go to the fastball about 37% of the time with 2 strikes. 2-2. Got it. Swinging strike 3. That is strikeout number 7 for Wentz, and he got him to fish on a slider.
Boy, this is just one of these at-bats right here where you're just saying, all right, I hope it's just one batter too many for Joey Wentz. Torkelson swinging the bat so good. Joey Wentz just having to really pitch his way out of this inning. Just make a mistake one time here.
Torkelson hitting .311 in the month of September. Takes a ball down and in. Torkelson 1 for 2 in this ball game. Singled home the Tigers' first run in the first inning. Flew to center in the third. Tigers first and second, 2 outs. Wentz trying to get the Braves through 5 with a lead. Base hit can tie it. Extra base hit likely gives the Tigers the advantage. The 1-0. It's low on a slider. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Tork's being very selective. Those pitches aren't missing by much.
And you've got a right-hander in the bullpen and a left-hander on deck. So it'll be interesting to see what Brian Snitker would do should Torkelson reach 2-0. He takes ball 3. It's a 3-0 count. He does have a righty with a really good arm down there in Stratton, but we'll have to wait and see if Snitker makes the call. 3-0, pitch to Torkelson. And he walked him on 4 straight, slider down and in. Tigers have the bases loaded for Riley Green.
Joey Wentz was not taking any chances either. That Tork had the green light. 3-0, and he went to that slider. He was not about to just lay a fastball in there.
We've got a Braves mound visit. This is Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach. So they will leave the left-hander Wentz in to face Riley Green. Riley's 0 for 2 today. He struck out on a fastball in the first inning. He grounded out to the second baseman Albies in the 4th. Now a base hit can give the Tigers the lead. That walk was the second of the ball game for Joey Wentz.
Boy, a nice situation here for Riley Green, knowing that you got the bases loaded and he's going to have to come in. Riley can just wait, sit back, and he always talks about making good swing decisions, getting a good pitch to hit, and this is where you can afford to really watch and be patient to get that good pitch to hit with the bases loaded, nowhere to put Riley.
Riley 5 for 12, 417 average with the bases loaded this season. Does have a grand slam. He's driven in 15. First pitch to Green, a swinging strike on a slider. It's 0-1. Tigers looking for that big hit. They've got Joey Wentz on the ropes. 3-2 Braves lead it. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Left on left with Green. Wentz from the letters, 0-1. Riley swings, sends it in the air to left. Profar coming in, and he's got it, and the Tigers will strand the bases loaded. We move to the 6th inning. It's the Braves 3 and the Tigers 2 here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on.
Demmer difference. 3-2, Atlanta leads the Tigers here in the 6th. Tyler Holton back to work for Detroit. Got the final out of the 5th inning, and Ronald Acuna Jr. leads off here in the Braves' 6th. First pitch swinging, ground ball over to third. Backhanded play by Andy Ibanez. He flips it on to first. 1 pitch and 1 out to open the 6th inning.
Boy, isn't that nice? You got a dangerous hitter in Acuna up there. Just first pitch, a little breaking ball, and just dribbles it out to third base.
So 1 down, Drake Baldwin. His home run in that 3rd inning is the difference in this game. Hader Montero walked Acuna with 2 outs, and Baldwin homered. He takes a called strike on a sinker, and it's an 0-1 count. Cleveland still with a 3-0 lead on Minnesota, that game in the 3rd. The 0-1. Swing and a ground ball out to second. Gleyber Torres on the high hop, picks, flips to first, 2 away. And A.J. Hinch bouncing out of that Tiger dugout. Holton faces 3 batters, gets all 3. We'll step aside for this Tiger call to the bullpen. Tigers trail the Braves 3-2 in the 6th inning here on the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
And tried to get back in there with that cutter, and Jose Ramirez hit that for a home run. But this is kind of good. He just had the 1 day off. Now he's right back out there. Let's see how sharp he's going to be, getting used to that role of coming out of that bullpen.
Ozzie Albies the batter, flipped around batting from the left side against the right-hander. First pitch, swinging a foul straight back, and it's an 0-1 count.
You know, it's just been really watching the number of pitches and the number of days rest in between outings for Troy Melton. He just threw 27 pitches, so just that 1 day, so he should be good and sharp coming into today's game.
The 0-1 misses away, and the count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 15th appearance for Troy Melton since coming up to the big leagues. A 1-1. Good-looking curveball in there for a called strike, and he's ahead at 1-2.
Well, I gave up on that one. I looked at it coming out of his hand. That's just a pitch that he does not.
So did Ozzie Albies.
Yes.
The 1-2. This one fouled back. Heads up, Dan.
Not me. That was right at you. That
okay. This is all on, you know what? This is on Bobby Scales. Because Bobby goes, oh, it is so hard to get balls into the broadcast booth here in Detroit. The 1-2. Up on a fastball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last night one went into the Braves booth, and that ball hit the divider between the 2 booths. We are in foul ball territory here. The 2-2 is bounced out to first. Spencer Torkelson will pick it. Underhand flip to Melton, and the side is retired. Troy Melton gets the one guy he's asked to face in this inning. We go to the bottom of the sixth.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1920.
Worked himself out of a jam in the fifth inning. He goes 5, allows 2 runs on 6 hits, walked a pair, struck out 7. All 7 were swinging strike threes. And with the right-hander coming in, Hunter Stratton. A.J. Hinch counters with Zach McKinstry, who swings and misses at a slider down and in, and that's ball 1. So Andy Ibanez finishes his day 0 for 2. McKinstry to lead it off here in the 6th inning against Stratton. The 0-1. One misses low, evening up the count at a ball and a strike.
Stratton was in the game last night, threw just 11 pitches and featured a real good fastball and cutter. First 2 pitches here to Zach McKinstry have been sliders.
The 1-1. This one swung on, well struck left field. Going back on the ball is Profar. He leaps up and it's gone! Touch of all time, Zach McKinstry. Pinch hit, solo home run to the opposite field, and we are all square at 3 runs apiece.
Boy, that just platoon baseball that A.J. Hinch just plays perfectly. Calls on Zach McKinstry, who gets a cutter out over the plate and smoked that ball right in between the 2 bullpens out in left center field to tie this game up.
That's the 12th of the year for McKinstry, and we got ourselves a tie game. Here's Dylan Dingler, first pitch swinging a hard one-chop shot to short. Hassan Kim will field, flips to first. Dylan retired, 1 gone. That was a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or pizza portal pickup.
Boy, look at that. The flag is blowing from left to right. And Zach McKinstry, I mean, that'll tell you how hard he hit that ball out into left center.
Dan, that just missed going into the hole in the glove of the Little Caesars Pizza guy out there.
Just missed Profar's glove, too.
First pitch, a called strike on Parker Meadows, who's 0 for 2. 3-3 here in the 6th inning. Hopefully that was the jolt this Tiger offense needed. No balls and a strike on Meadows as Stratton stretches at the belt, deals 0-1. Outside, evens the count, ball and a strike. Hunter Stratton began the season with Pittsburgh, makes his 10th appearance today with Atlanta. He deals and Parker pops it up. Shallow left center. Going out is Ha-Seong Kim. Calls off the left fielder Profar. He'll reach up and make the catch for the second out. 2 down for Javi Baez. Stratton, originally a 16th rounder of the Pirates in 2017. 28-year-old right-hander. First got up to the big leagues in 2023 with Pittsburgh. He's been an up-and-down guy between AAA and the big leagues. First pitch, swinging Baez, pops it up, middle of the infield. Kim, the shortstop, calls for it, nearly collides with Albies at second. The wind picked that ball up at the last second. They were contending with second base, and somehow Kim able to avoid the contact, make the catch, and the side is retired. Zach McKinstry. Solo home run to the opposite field, ties up the...
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame.
Sinker for a called strike, top of the zone. 7th inning is brought to you by Verizon, the #1 network in Detroit. 3-3, Tigers and Braves, 7th inning. Melton, wheels and deals, up and in. Count evens, ball and a strike. Strikeout update is brought to you by Carbliss, official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the Detroit Tigers. 2 strikeouts today for Tiger pitching. Here's the 1-1 on Kim.